Hello and welcome to the Machinists News Network. I'm Deirdre Kaniewski. For years, the Machinists Union has fought against airline mergers, and with good reason. A merger doesn't just hurt employees, but also the American public.
When you merge an airline or consolidate, what they're really talking about is reducing capacity in the system. Once you reduce capacity in the system, that means there's less competition. That means fares go up. And when there's no competition, the service decreases. So there'll be communities that will not be served. There'll be communities that have less service. And as a result of the less service and less frequency of flights going into particular locations, people will lose their jobs.
For years, airline employees have struggled to maintain their footing in the airline industry. Many have survived solely because they are part of a union. But that fight is becoming increasingly difficult as the word merger moves into more and more headlines.
And we think that this is not in the best interest, one, of the flying public, the communities that they serve, and certainly not the employees of these airlines and the support people, because for every airline employee, there's 2 or 3 other people that do some kind of work in the community that supports the airline.
What happens in a merger is the company, in order to get by the Department of Justice regulations and the Department of Transportation, have to, in effect, thin out the herds where they have overlapping stations or locations, airports, because the criteria for Department of Justice is competition in behalf of the public.
Right now, the potential mergers that are being considered are various combinations of Northwest, Delta, United, American, and Continental Airlines, all of which could change the way the average American flies.
Something they may take for granted today may not be there tomorrow, or surely will be changed.
What I tell people is the core intent of consolidation is less. Less jobs, less service, less choice. Anytime we consolidate, it's to eliminate competition. And
history shows us that one merger usually means more in the future.
I sort of relate this to popcorn. As soon as the first kernel pops, there's going to be more start to pop.
The Machinists Union witnessed this in the rail industry, and that's why solidarity on this issue is so important.
A lot of the problems that the rails have went through over the years, the airlines now are starting through them. And I believe we can assist each other.
So what can be done? The Machinists Union started working on this years ago when they formed a committee to look at the adverse effects a merger may bring. Today, the IAM has joined forces with advocacy groups that understand the potential danger of mergers. Roach reminds everyone of what happened not so long ago in Indiana and how the community is the one who really lost.
In Indianapolis, Indiana, the state and the city put together about $500 million worth of bonds to build a most modern, most efficient aircraft maintenance facility in the world. And United Airlines walked away from that in bankruptcy and left the state of Indiana whole in the bag.
The IAM is already meeting with state, local, and federal lawmakers to make sure they realize what a merger can do to communities, big and small. And the members are taking their word to the street to educate everyone about what's at stake.
For our folks at the grassroots level, when they work on an airport and they bump into folks working at Continental or to Delta Airlines, they need to be talking to their counterparts at the other airlines and letting them know of what a merger could do and what it might mean, and the importance of having representation.
It's far more than just a short-term consolidation. It has huge impacts on communities, on flying public, with pricing.
This is not a company union fight. This is about the American people who deserve better service than what they're getting today, and that it'll be worse tomorrow.
In addition to educating the public, the Machinists Union has sent a letter to each state governor warning them of the repercussions a merger may bring. For more information on mergers, you can log on to goim.org. Thanks for watching.